Hey everyone, so today I wanted to talk about Tesla dropping car prices across the US and China. What does that mean for the used car market? So for those who were selling their cars above asking price or above MSRP, which was happening all throughout 2022, 2021, and even 2020, it was because Tesla had so much demand that they could not meet, and people were paying for the speediness of having a car right away rather than waiting for Tesla's inventory to catch up with demand. So now that we're headed into a recession, and in fact, we're already in a recession where people are cutting back on unnecessary spending, government has stopped giving out free money. Debt is now more expensive, and people are starting to lose their jobs, and businesses are shutting down. The people working at Tesla are constantly ramping up inventory in order to still meet a high demand. However, demand has slowed and inventory is now catching up. And with the tax credit incentive, we all thought that the $7,500 tax credit was the $7,500 price reduction was because of the Tesla because of the EV tax credit that was coming about. However, we now see that in January, just recently, Tesla has slashed the price on their Model 3, and they've even slashed the price on their Model Y. Their Model Y is now $13,000 cheaper than it was just last week. On the day of the recording of this video. So what does that mean? That means that all used cars on the market are now going to be greatly devalued. In fact, some people may take their car off because they don't want to sell it for that cheap. Maybe they owe too much on the vehicle and they don't want to sell it for that cheap. That's going to affect a lot of people who were trying to get rid of some debt, and now because Tesla has slashed their prices, their car is now worth even less, and so that debt is even higher than it was originally. What does that mean? Tesla basically said they don't care about those who have bought their cars previously. They only care about those who are going to buy in the future. So loyal customers, people who are considering being longtime Tesla lovers because of their innovation, their first hit in the market, and their overall just, productivity, they might not want to stay loyal to Tesla brand due to the fact that Tesla has basically neglected them in lowering the value of their vehicles by so much so quickly. This wasn't over the course of a year, lowering it by $500 a month or so. No, it was significant price reductions across the Model 3 and Model Y in just a day. So what I see happening in the used car market due to this unprecedented event is that the Tesla used car prices are going to be slightly lower. Similar to the housing market, nobody wants to sell at a huge discount. And so you'll see people reduce the cost of their used vehicle by $1,000, maybe $2,000. At most, you'll see $5,000. The next year, you'll see price reductions at least $7,000 to $10,000. And then in 2025, you'll see prices cut in half on used vehicles for all EVs. And this is going to have an impact on other EV makers who are trying to compete and are charging high prices for their cars because of the innovation and technology that it required in order to start up this company that they're running now. They're going to have to cut their prices, which is going to eat into profits, and some of them won't even be profitable. So Tesla is also cornering a market because people will not be able to run a business on such low margins, where Tesla has been able to keep prices high for so long, being the only ones in the market, and now they're able to lower it. in order to mass produce and take up market share. What does that mean? More people are going to purchase a Tesla rather than a competitor because it's cheaper. It's still a sexy type of name and brand. And so they are going to corner a market with name, quality, and cost effectiveness. So you'll see a few businesses drop off reluctantly, especially in this time where that is not cheap, is more expensive, and they're trying to start up a new business such as a car business, which costs billions and billions in order to produce and make and run. So again, with that being said, nobody's going to opt in for a $70,000 vehicle when they can get one for $38,000 or a Tesla Model Y for $52,000. So with that being said, I do see some concerns here with loyalists who have already purchased Tesla vehicles even last week, and now they're realizing that the cost of ownership is far more expensive. Had they had just waited 1 week from now, they would have been paying significantly less. And those who were trying to sell, believing that they bought their vehicle knowing it would retain some of most, if not all of its value due to the history of Tesla. And now they're seeing that it is no longer able to sustain that. And Tesla vehicles are now just like every other vehicle on the market. They go down in value. With that being the case, people cannot now say that it's an investment. They must now look at it as an expense. And with that being said, some people may be a little less interested in buying a vehicle from Tesla, but again, at the price point, at the new shiny object feeling that is given with an electric vehicle, I do see Tesla still being very competitive, still pushing forward, still cornering a market. And if you were able to afford a Tesla previously, it's because you had a lot of cash in order to put $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 into a vehicle. So you're probably not as affected by this. And you'll see that now they're going to be able to target the everyday consumer with these lower prices, especially with the tax reductions still being applied to the vehicles in which are being purchased now. So with that being said, Tesla is going to be able to target a much wider audience, is now going to be more accessible to the average person. And with that, you'll see more Tesla vehicles on the road, especially in February, March, and April, when people still have their jobs and still believe times are good, before it gets a lot worse in the later months when they start to see the effects of these short-term interest rates now taking hold within our economy. What I would say to anyone is, just as Tesla prices have dropped down drastically in the last week, I would say you should probably hold off, wait for a used vehicle that is 2-3 years older, because that is going to come at a significant price reduction to what it is today. So if you're excited about these price reductions and price cuts right now, only imagine what it's going to be 2-3 years from now when you're able to purchase one for $15,000, $20,000 rather than $38,000 to $52,000. With that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I post every single day at 8 a.m. daily. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.